Hello, hello, lovely beings. Welcome to today's episode of Awaken Mindset. 'Tis I, your host and energy guide, Autumn Oakley. So, today's episode, I wanted to chat about letting your vision evolve as you evolve. And we can get stuck in the mind sometimes in just how we grew up in life in general, that we need to set goals and follow one path, stick with the consistency of things, that we actually limit a lot of better things coming into our lives, new connections, new awareness, new wisdom, new knowledge, new embodiments and versions of ourselves if we're not willing to be open to better things, different things. And that is just a part of the mind a lot of the time, is unconsciously, we fall into this perspective that doing the things, doing the disciplines, which is essential. You need to be disciplined. You need to be consistent. But there is a different flow that I've found in life that's going to look unique to you. And that means at different periods of time, it means not doing the same thing every day. We fall into the control, the structure of things because our ego, our unconscious mind, our subconscious patterns, has come to know, and it feels safe in our nervous system as a form of protection to kind of hold on to this intent, this perspective that we're going to know what's going to manifest. We're going to know the result. And I talk about this a lot lately just because it's heavily been discussed with me and just coming up in life. The fact that people are manifesting things, they are working so hard to reach these goals, but they're not celebrating their wins. They're not going ahead to, feel what they want to feel when they manifest these things. And that is the answer. That is the clue. And that is really something I want to bring forth and shift that perspective with, so that you don't waste years pursuing these things that sometimes we perceive we want, but we don't feel any different when we manifest it, or we don't take the time to celebrate those wins. And it's because it's a form of protection. It's because on some level, unconsciously, our ego is trying to protect us from feeling something, from feeling the depth of something unknown, because it feels scary to us. So one thing I talk about all the time is about letting your vision evolve as you evolve, because you are going to be so many different versions of yourself. You growing, changing, shifting, your perspective on life is going to be different. The knowledge that you collect and build over time is going to look different. You embracing your authenticity is going to look completely different. The tone of voice, the embodiment of what you speak, the things that you're talking about, the things that you learn that you now enjoy, which perhaps you didn't at one point in time, hold an intention instead of setting goals, setting these restricted perspectives of what we want to manifest. Vision boards work, but they take a long time. Vision boards work, but it's often in a perception of we want the house, we want to manifest this career, and that's great. I love vision boards. It is on my phone, but I let it shift as I evolve. I let it change, but the elements, the intention remains the same. So this is something that is so expansive, and it allows you to welcome in better things. So this is something I've partaken in the last few years, and my vision boards were very specific, rigid at one point in time. And I would slowly get closer to manifesting these things. And when I would manifest a little something, I was great, that's cool. I didn't feel the depth of what I wanted to feel with them. I would manifest it and I would feel excited in it, but then it was a quick excitement. It was a quick win. And then I would fall into the stress of it. Then at one point in time, there was me doing healing, recognizing I'm grateful for this experience. I'm grateful for this manifestation. It brought me to where I needed to go with that. But now it no longer resonates with me. I don't want to pursue this thing anymore. And that's what it comes down to. It's we're always meant to be at different periods of time, different versions of ourselves. And that means you're going to evolve. You're going to grow. You're going to shift. You're going to change. So be open to the fact that if you're setting these things you want to manifest in life, if you are setting your vision boards, every few months, question the vision, question the thing you're trying to build, and really get intentionally uncomfortable to ask does this still resonate with me? Do I still view things in this way? And if you do, I think a really harsh reality that I had to face that I really want to share with people too is if you still view it in that way every few months, every 6 months, if you still view the vision the same way you did, question if you're growing, question if your mindset consciousness, like your perspective on life is shifting and changing. Like, are you traveling? Are you actually manifesting new experiences, new connections, new perspectives? Because like, that's something I've come to know is like my vision, my intention. I don't know exactly what is meant to manifest in my life. I know the vision to some extent, but it's foggy. And this is what it means to follow an intuitive call. This is what it means to embrace your authenticity. This is the path of the unknown. And we are so stuck in the mind sometimes. It's like unconsciously, we want the control. Unconsciously, we want to know that like this thing, yes, is what we want to manifest because we know like that's, you know, what we perceive we want, but then we don't celebrate that. Then we manifest and we don't feel any different. I always talk about this, but like the thing and the depth of what you actually want to feel in regards to a manifestation is something unexpected. You want to experience like miracles that just kind of come about randomly. You want to experience like that serendipity, connecting with someone on the street. Perhaps it's the love of your life. You want to be getting like a call, an email from somebody you had not even on your radar that's offering you a career to like pursue a different dream that you never even thought of, whether that's modeling, whether that's writing a book. Somebody, you know, was going ahead to be aware of like your gifts, but you didn't see that of yourself. Those are the things we want to feel. Those are the things we actually want to manifest. Like these unexpected things that make us feel so whole, so excited. Like we're like, oh, holy shit. Like I never thought this was like something I wanted. Expect better things to manifest into your life. So when we hold this intention of like holding a vision, like being really specific with our goals or intentions, like these vision boards, like we don't allow room for expansion for better things because we create our reality. And that goes with our mindset. If we go ahead to plan out every element of the day, like, yes, be consistent. Yes, like follow disciplines. Yes, set intentions, like get clear on what it is you're building, but hold like an element of like your perspective that like you're open to different things. You're open to new opportunities. Hold an intention, hold a vision, but understand like it's okay that it's foggy. It's okay that it's unknown. It's like this deep intuitive calling that you're like, I know to some extent what I'm called to do. I know to some extent like what actually uplifts me in energy, what makes me feel good, what I actually love to talk about, pursue, create. Pursue those things and explore that and just be open to like what's going on in your experience in life. Like what's new it's coming in. Like, are you connecting with new people? Are there new perspectives? Are they offering you things? Try it out. If you don't like it, maybe there's a lesson there. Maybe it is something that's going to shift you onto a path that is meant for you to explore. That's going to bring forth a new opportunity, a new manifestation that's not on your vision board. That's not on your set goal plan. That's this one path of like constantly planting seeds in one direction. The unknown is really the best place of like your potential in co-creating with the universe, in basically manifesting the most unexpected and miraculous things like on a daily basis. So this is really cool. And this is something like, it's just like a perspective shift. Like hold the intention, hold the vision, but allow it to be messy. Allow it to be foggy. Allow yourself to be able to adapt to shift as you evolve and grow. And this is like what it comes down to. It's like as you step into new versions of yourself, like naturally, like if you go somewhere and travel somewhere, like you may like different things now. You've had new experiences. Perhaps like you never liked cooking and you go to Italy and you fall in love with the culture. You love cooking now. Maybe that's a part of like what you want to bring forth in your vision, like the element of like what actually uplifts your soul. Maybe that's something you're bringing into your business in a different way. That was something like you didn't want to do before. Like maybe it is like you at one point in time were always kind of in this state that like you were in pursuit, you were building, you were creating businesses, but like how you were approaching life, like you wore a lot of dark clothes, you like your style was completely different, but it's like evolved and now it's like more carefree and you love like vibrant colors and like you love fedoras and like in the past you were just always in workout clothes and doing your thing and like in a different version of you. And that's what I mean. It's like, it is okay to understand like you were meant to evolve. You were meant to like shift and change into a new version of yourself. So let that come about in your goals and your intentions and your vision boards in life. And like watch as like you're open to new opportunities, like those experiences come into your life and you get to embrace that, embody that. And that is the path of like aligning with not only better things, but like this deep like inner knowing that's leading you onto a higher calling. And I think like that is something I struggle with for most of my life. So many of us don't know what we want to do. We really question that. We feel lost and confused. And it's like this whole like disarray of like trying different paths, trying different things. But then we get stuck on the mind and say like, this is the thing. But then you build it. Yes, it has value. Yes, there's a lesson there. Yes, you're going to learn things. Take it with you. Take what resonates from the experiences you feel called to pursue and explore. And then understand when you've hit a wall that you're like, this no longer is me. This no longer resonates. This is like not aligned with who I am authentically. I'm drained in energy. Like I don't even want to shift or like realign this like element of my life, this business, like this connection. It's just like whatever it is in your life. Understand like this vision, this thing that maybe you wanted to pursue at one point in time, it is okay for that to change. We don't have to like fall into this mindset. It's like, do the thing, do the discipline all the time. You need to be disciplined. You need to be consistent. And I say this all the time, but like the mind takes over from unconscious patterns sometimes. Like we don't always recognize to a deep soul level like what we're actually pursuing and the reasons as to why we perceive we want to like build these things. We perceive we want to pursue certain things out of an old version of ourselves, but the universe is always trying to manifest better things if you are willing to explore that version of yourself, if you're willing to like shift and evolve and adapt and go with the flow a little bit, follow your intuition, really look at the life that you're co-creating, what's going on in your life, and do the healing, shift and change, try new paths, try new things, and get really like intentionally like clear and uncomfortable to ask like, what feels good to me? And that is like one of the saddest things like I've come to know over the years. It's like the deepest levels, like, holy shit, like we have so much healing to do and I know it sucks, and like the things I've had to heal have been so dark and heavy, but like the absolute hardest thing like I've had to embrace in my healing journey is embracing my authenticity, embracing the fullness of my voice, embracing like the things and pursuing the things that bring me joy regardless of like any other element that's going on in my life. And that is what's built into society. We're pulled away out of like these perspectives, these patterns, like that kind of lead us onto a path of structure of like pursuing things out of the mind, that it leads us away from like our deep, like authentic selves. It leads us out of like this element of like the soul is trying to lead you to your authenticity. The soul is basically like this quiet whisper. Sometimes it's screaming at you and loud when it's fed up with your shit. At least that's my experience. But like it's really just leading you to embody and become that version of yourself that you came here to be. And that means unbecoming and letting go of like who you aren't anymore. Letting go of the elements that no longer resonate with like who you feel that you need to become to feel good in your physical health and your mental health, in like life in general, like manifesting and connecting with people on a deep level. We want to experience like this depth in life. We want to experience these amazing things. And the soul is trying to lead us there. I really do believe like we are so powerful. I really do believe like we are here to reach like our highest timeline, our highest potential that we came here to experience. But there is like that harsh truth and element, like we need to shed the shit of like what has been built in, of what we've come to know, but like to really face those harsh truths and shift those elements of not only our exterior world, like our careers, our approach to life, our perspectives, how we see the world, our like connections, like the environments you're in, like, but it's also on like a deep level of like your inner world, like who you are, because it's who you are. Like you start understanding like you're co-creating, you are manifesting that experience in regards to like who you view yourself to be. But sometimes it is about the unconscious perspective of us viewing ourselves in a certain way. We're manifesting that. If we're always, following this one path that we need to hold the control to manifest these certain things, like we view that, yes, we are in the mind. We're saying that it will come in the divine time it's meant to. We are saying that like maybe I don't hold that self-belief, but it will grow and evolve. But then we manifest it. We don't feel any different. And that is like the harsh truth and like hard thing to face. And I really just, it breaks my heart when people tell me this. Like, they work so hard. They spend years like creating these lives for themselves. And like, I did the same thing. I just thought I was living life how I was supposed to, how everyone else in my life, reality, environments was living life. And they seemed pretty like content with it. They seemed like, you know, it resonated with them, but they weren't willing to face deep truths of healing of themselves. They didn't want to grow and expand in the ways that I did. I was living a life that was inauthentic, and I didn't know how to shift and change that. But it's when I got really uncomfortable to face those like harsh truths of my reality, set boundaries with those, to leave certain things, that like I then started embracing and shifting the elements of my embodiment of like myself, like the things and the shit I had to let go that I come to know from my experiences, from like past generations. Because like if we don't heal shit, like it gets passed down naturally. It's just like an element of life. Like we know what we know as humans. And like to an unconscious level, like it goes down for family generations. Like how you perceive the world, if you're not willing to let go, shift, and change that, you pass that on to your kids. You pass that on to the people you connect with in life. So you need to be the one who takes responsibility. No, you don't deserve how you were treated, you know, when it was harsh and awful. And I definitely understand that, but it's your responsibility to like take control of that. Like take responsibility for how you are showing up, how you perceive life, how you view yourself. Give yourself some self-love. Holy fuck. Like, give yourself some self-love. I struggle with that still sometimes. It is one of the harder paths of like embracing our authenticity, giving ourselves some credit, giving ourselves some self-love. But like, please give yourself some love on this journey of like pursuing the shit that you want to manifest, pursuing the things that call to you that like don't make sense to anyone else, and sometimes not even you. Like give yourself some freaking credit, some like gratitude for doing you, for doing the thing. But this really is what's gonna like awaken that element of like manifesting better things than the mind can often perceive, or that we think that we want. Like allowing better things with like letting go of the control and the structure of that. So that is today's, you know, intense and exciting episode where I just wanted to share a quick perspective shift of like the element of coming out of the mind, coming out of the structure, and understanding like on a deep level, like we have the power to manifest such amazing things, because what we want to manifest is the feeling. What we want to manifest is not like the material goods. What we want to manifest is like not the things the mind perceives. Manifestation, I view, is like an ongoing thing. I really just view that like we are always co-creating. Everything is existence. Everything is energy when you look at like science and different details. But like it just comes down to the fact that like what you want to be experiencing is going about your day, for the most part, feeling freaking fulfilled. You want to go about your day feeling like you have intention and purpose in life. What you actually want to feel is like not a state of like contentment of like this like view we have on happiness. We don't want to feel like we're living the same day all the time. What we really want to feel on a deep level is that we can embrace the fullness of our authenticity, that we're actually manifesting little miracles that were unexpected throughout the day to excite us, to, you know, intrigue us, to, you know, help us overcome different challenges. And that's what we want to feel on a deep level. We want to feel new things. We want to feel the experience. And that's really how I view manifestation. It's like manifestation is like the thing that you're feeling. So what you actually want to manifest is the feeling, the emotion, the energy, the element that you overcome the things that like perhaps like were feeling limited to you in an area of your life. And that is like the path. It's like be open to better things, be open to new opportunities, be open to what you have yet to experience. Because we always say it all the time, like our mind creates our reality, and it is like about our belief systems, our mindset, like our approach, how we view the world. And that really comes down to the fact like we need to be open to new perspectives. We need to let go of like different elements so we hold new belief systems within ourselves, and we come out of like the structure, the control of things. And that's when we start manifesting better things. The mind knows what it knows from what is experienced up until this moment in time, but the soul knows the path you're meant to go, but it's unknown, it's dark, it's very like confusing, it's foggy. And this is what it means to be like immersed in like the path of like alignment and following this intuitive call to like pursue your highest timeline, your higher calling, like to bring forth the things you actually want to manifest and feel in life in general. They do come about in time as you go through the different elements of healing, pursuing what feels authentic to you, and getting really intentional with that element to align with new things, to align with, you know, the opportunities that are trying to manifest that you don't have in your mindset, that you don't have an intention of pursuing. So basically my recommendation is just like hold a vision that's foggy, understand what feels good and authentic to you in the present moment, and pursue that. Those are the seeds you need to plant. Those are the elements of your life right now in the present moment that you need to shift and change. And you'll allow that energy to shift. You'll allow things to shift in your life, that you start aligning unknowingly out of the mind, and one day something will manifest and you'll be like, oh my God. And you'll look back from weeks or months end and you'll recognize all the little things that you felt like you needed to do in the present moment. They will connect the dots to understand, like, I did all those things in the present moment. I did all those things because they felt authentic to me. I did all those things even though like it didn't make sense at the time, but they all interconnected and they all led to this one manifestation, which is so much better than what I was trying to manifest, you know, whatever area of life that is. And that's what it means to step into your full power of co-creation. It's like this tug and war and a balance of like pursuit and planting the seeds, doing the things, being disciplined, but also understanding like you need to flow, you need to focus on presence and be open to like what is unknown. And that's a part of the fun. So I hope you enjoyed today's quick episode that is a helpful perspective shift in manifesting the elements that your soul really wants to experience. Better things being welcomed into your life and reality, you know, and just stepping into your full power in co-creation in that way. So keep shining, lovely beings, and know that I believe in you in your unique way.